Welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name's Carl. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you haven't subscribed, I'd really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel so that we can help it grow. Good morning. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at this Tamiya M41 Walker Bulldog in 1/35 scale. I got a bit of commission from Gallery because somebody must have bought an airbrush, and like I said before, anything that I get on the channel, i.e. commission from Gallery or any of the Buy Me Coffee stuff, is going to go straight back into the channel. Excuse me. So I jumped onto eBay, and this eventually ended up costing me £6. So it's about, to me, it's a bargain, and I enjoyed the Panzer II so much that I really want to do quite a bit more armour. Right, the box itself, there's the usual stuff on the sides. Really, it's not the same as the Airfix. You don't get to see any different schemes or anything. So basically, the cover art's the only thing that's really all that interesting. So what we'll do is we'll pop the lid off and have a look inside. In here we get Japanese instructions, then we get the English instructions, gives you some history of the Walker Bulldog. I think it was mainly used in Korea and Vietnam, but I'll read up on this a bit more before I start the build, because then maybe I can add a little bit more information as we go along. A bit more information on the back here. And inside then it's the usual, open it right out with Tamiya. You start off with a lower hull, bulkhead there, that goes on the back, then you turn it upside down and put some running gear on, drive wheel, road wheel, oh it's a drive sprocket, sorry, road wheel, then construction of the gun and the mantler, adding more to the turret, then a machine gun, and adding that to the turret. These sort of things I'm going to probably leave off until later on, because I don't want to get broken off as we're doing the build and weathering and things like that. So you can construction of the upper hull, add all the bits and pieces on. I'll probably add a lot of this because it'll all get painted the same colour and it's not going to get damaged by just general weathering and stuff. Then you move on, add the turret to the upper hull to the lower hull, and put the tracks on. So we're probably not going to go in that order anyway, because to do with spraying, and I don't want to get any parts damaged. I might do the Commander. I did the Commander of excuse me, I did the Commander on the Panzer IV and I quite enjoyed it actually. It does give you schemes, really, it gives you schemes but no colours really. So basically it's all down to researching and seeing what you get. So basically what you get is you get the Japanese ground self-defense, Japanese ground self-defense, and the US Army variants. These are more like the decals. So really not a lot to it. Yeah, so I'll probably go for the US because that's what I want. Right then, let's have a look, see what's inside here. Now we have the lower hull, and that's already attached. Why did it look in the instructions as if that wasn't attached? No, oh no, that's right. There's a gap. It showed that way around. It showed me that gap. So it looked like this piece wasn't attached, but it is. Right, so that's the lower hull. Usual space for older ones. 1974, I think this is. Usual space for batteries and motors. I may try and fill these holes, or maybe not. You're not really going to see them, but I don't know. I may go a little bit further than I did on the Panzer II and cover these like holes. Right, so that's the lower hull. A sprue with the turret parts on it. It looks quite good actually for a 1974 kit. The detail's quite good. I needed my glasses again. Right, so it's a bit marked up there. Hopefully that isn't going to show through the paint. But there's even weld, yeah, along here. You can actually, there's a weld texture. Nice. There's a little bit of flash, so tiny bit of clean up. Weld texture again. So The base of the cupola is already attached, so I don't need to worry about that. This will be the base for the turret to sit on. Not much to say about that, it's pretty basic. But I'm quite happy with the level of detail so far on this. Right, so that's you and you. There's the upper hull. Again, I'm quite pleased with the detail. It looks quite crisp actually. I mean, for a 1974 tooling, this is like really, really nice. There's nothing there that looks like it needs much cleanup or anything. We'll see about when we go on a build, but I can't see anything really. I mean, obviously these ejector pin marks are here, but we're not going to worry about them because they're going to be close up, you're not going to see them. So far, I'm really impressed with this. And it's way bigger than the Panzer II. This is going to be fun. Right, so what we've got, another thing that I do like about Tamiya, they like to separate the bags. Right, in here I'm not a lot worried, but we'll have a quick look. Yeah, staples. Oof, don't like staples. Right then, so in here what we've got is we've got the polycaps, obviously for the road wheels, and we've got the figures, and probably the only one I'm going to be interested in is this guy here, the commander. So obviously there's usual seam lines running down the side. Yeah, there's bits on here, so it's going to need a bit of clean up, but actually he's not too bad. It's not as soft as I would have thought. I mean, if I wanted to as well, these pieces here, I could just stick on the tankers, you know, bits and pieces, yeah. Wow, they even got grenades. So depending on how far I want to go, I may put some bits and pieces on the tank. And actually, I may use these plates, which are the bases for the figures, to block up the holes in the base of the tank. Yeah, he might be fun to do actually. So I think I'm gonna have a crack at him. It's always nice to have a figure in an armour vehicle, I think. Because one day when I get better and I can get hold of the materials, I'm going to start looking into basic dioramas and things. Now, start off with a basic base and then start working on dioramas and things. And, you know, there's just something about it I love. When I see people doing them, I get really, really impressed. It's like, it just looks amazing. So it's something I would like to get into at a later stage when I get better. You just can't get the materials over here though. It's like ridiculous. Right then, okay. So basically this sprue, which is sprue A, funny enough, is all the wheels. So you've got the road wheels, return rollers, drive sprocket, so where's the idler? Right. So what is it on? I don't think the idler's on this. Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there must be, one of them must be an idler. Can't see any difference. They all look exactly the same as a road wheel. Yet on the picture, the idler looks different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So according to that, there's 5 road wheels on the box art, and the idler does look different. It's got slots in it rather than rubber on the edge. Oh yeah, I think these are going to be the idlers. They look slightly different, smaller, whereas you've got the rubber bit there and you haven't here. But it's missing the texture, which is the holes. So I think this is the idler. So you've got 5 pairs of road wheels, obviously the drive sprockets, and I think these two are the idlers, and the return rollers are here. Yeah, pretty happy with the level of detail on there. And there's all the other bits and pieces that got to go on. Like there's antenna, there's hand grab rails, there's, is that like a 50 cal? There's a gun in two-part. You've got a two-part gun here, so that's going to be interesting. So these towing hooks are lifting hooks, I'm not sure, but right, mantler. That's the bulkhead that holds it together. Tools. That's a bit weird way of doing the tools. I would have preferred the tools separate, to tell you the truth, because that's going to be a real pig to paint. Not much in the way of flash. Okay. There's going to be some cleanup required here. Jerry cans, little aerials, sledgehammer, another aerial, and a sprue B. So basically that's sprue B. So that's all the sprues. Actually, I'm quite impressed. There's only 8 parts, 8 parts to this build, but looks like it'll be fun. Right, we've got the usual vinyl tracks, which are fitted together using these 4 notches here. You just heat up, so you just heat up with a screwdriver on these, flatten them down and make them sort of rivets. Right, seem to be, that's going to be interesting because I'll have to do it from the inside. Right, and here these are rubber, so they'll need to be black and rubberized, and then the edges, obviously I can do a bit of weathering on the edges, mud and stuff. I don't know how dry Korea and Vietnam were, or whether, because I mean there's got to be monsoon seasons and things, so it might have got muddied up. Because I think also, is it the South Koreans that had the Walkers as well? But yeah, not South Koreans, is that South Vietnamese? I think they had Walker Bulldogs as well. If you know anything more, I'm going to read up a bit more on the history of the who used what in theatre. But actually, it's pretty sturdy already, and I haven't even like attached it. Now, usual things with the decals, Tamiya decals. They usually carrier film's usually a bit thick on them, but right. So I mean, all this mainly is Japanese Defence Forces. So the US stuff's just down here. There's not much in the way of decals. So there you go. I mean, you can see the carrier film on the number, especially on the US bit at the bottom. You see that carrier film there? You catch the edge of it. So it's quite thick carrier film. You can see. So it may need a bit of bedding in. It didn't look too bad with the Panzer IV, Panzer II, sorry, which was the Panzer II was like an older build, so an older kit. So obviously you would have thought these decals would have been slightly newer, but Tamiya decals are always renowned for having thick carrier film, so hopefully it won't be that much of a problem. So far I am pretty happy with the kit. I'm quite impressed with it actually. I'm really looking forward to this build. I've got a couple of more little treats coming as well. Yeah. So we're going to get some more, quite a bit of armour done over the next few months. But I think once like I said, once I finish the chipmunk, which I'm working on at the moment, so the chippy's here, it's being worked on at the moment. So it's not too bad, it's nearly finished. So the chippy's nearly done, and then I think we'll jump into the Bulldog. I'll just put that under there so it's safe. Right. Overall, for 1974 tooling, I am really impressed with this. I mean, obviously I'd like a more detailed tank in the future, but being as this has been my second armour build, I'm pretty impressed with it. So if you're just getting into armour, we'll see what happens when I do the build. But if you're just getting into armour, I definitely say this is worth a shot, because I kept thinking I need to probably scale down to like the 148 scale because of the cost of them. But I am finding that the older Tamiya kits, which fall in the same sort of like range, between $20 and $30, you can get some that are just like under $20, but between $20 and $30, which is, I can't really push above $30. So between $20 and $30, the older toolings of the Tamiya armour kits really do sort of like help, and this is one that I was really itching to do. I mean, I can't remember who mentioned this was a good kit as a beginner kit, but we'll see. Anyway, that's what we have. We have the Tamiya M41 Walker Bulldog in 1/35 scale. I hope you enjoyed that quick look at it, and I will be cracking on with that once I've done finished the chipmunk. If you've got any comments, especially if you built this, any advice on maybe how to go about it and things like that, stick them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I'd really appreciate it if you like the video as well, because it helps with the algorithm on YouTube. And if you're not actually a subscriber at the moment, I'd really appreciate if you'd subscribe to the channel so we can help it grow, because hopefully I'll be doing a lot more of this sort of stuff. Anyway, so that's the inbox review of the Walker Bulldog done, and I'll see you guys later.